What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Reacting to Town, episode 6.5, I guess, of Garden of Sinners. I don't know what this is. Because this is the in my file names. This is called Remix Gate of Seventh Heaven, but I was told this is basically a 6.5. So 6.5 could mean a lot of things. It's kind of weird because, like, with how the show's been, where it's been so, like, non-sequential, out of order and shit, to have one that's like a 0.5 rather than a whole. I'm not sure exactly what they mean by that, right? So we'll be jumping into this, trying to figure out what's going on. But what happened in the last episode? That's a great question. Let me just boom. I'm gonna pull up the comments. The last movie, movie 6, basically fairies, big spooky like goopy goop monster, Azaka making moves. Oh, let me make sure. Let me get my notes up. Azaka making moves. We're actually getting to see her do some magic, which was cool, right? We actually got to see more of her, like, as a character. A little bit of like an incest type beat with Mikia. Kind of forgot about that for a second, actually. That's interesting. But then also, of course, we got to see Shiki kind of interact with Azaka some more, which was nice. And then Godot Word, who was just like basically the penultimate yapper, right? He yaps, the world is like, okay, heard, and that's how it works. This comic gets into it a lot. But the thing that I think is kind of crazy. Last movie, low key, my favorite part was after the end credits. Or after the credits, where we just got to see the cannibal guy going nuts. That's that type of just raw shit that I'm just here for. Where it's just like, I don't know what's going on at all, but bro is chowing down. It's like, he's like in tune with some like primordial spirit type shit. Well, I say spirit, but it's just like the different, I like the channels of the TV metaphor that I've heard before, right? He's like in tune with like the primal ferocity channel. I just love that, you know? And so, yeah, and he's just basically told, keep chowing, man, and like lock in. I don't know what's gonna happen there, but I'm here for it, right? Otherwise though, Azaka type shit. You watched the last movie. I'm sure I don't gotta give you too much of a thing. I did want to respond to this comment because there's a lot of juicy stuff in here. So yeah, I'm just gonna respond to this comment real quick. I'm not gonna lie. Wait, real quick, dude. It's a nice freaking hour of the day for me. Okay, it's a nice 4 a.m. You might be thinking, what are you doing at 4 a.m.? Okay, I'm cooking. All right, but it's like raining and shit. It's got nice pleasantries outside. There's like thunder. It's nice and cool. You know what I mean? It's just a good day to be me. Had to get that out there. But yeah, kind of almost a little bit related. The Camus type beat here. A little bit of Camus type beat. I have to start. I haven't actually read any of Camus, though I have heard the like one must imagine Sisyphus happy line that is kind of like the Camus Sisyphus ideas like brought up in this comment, which I do appreciate. I think it is really fitting for movie 5 to kind of bring that in. The phrase right here, I think one of the main themes of K&K and the Natsu-verse in general is the banality of everyday life. That's pretty goated. That's a pretty good term that I haven't really heard. Like, because I've heard banality of evil, right? That's the like archetypical Hannah Arendt line. But like banality of everyday life, it's like, okay, what are we doing? You know, what are we doing with that one? Just kind of like the absurdity of everyday existence, right? Right here. The infernal banality of life. Wake up, go to work, go home, sleep, repeat, right? And then Arya Soren could not bear the absurdity of life and tried to give it meaning. But then we had Toko who said she wanted to protect this way of life, right? So we're getting like different, like philosophically based intentions that then are what's called like those different philosophical concepts that they are like ways of existing within the world, but I want to say philosophical, are what's causing conflict, which is super sick. I mean, that's what I loved so much about movie 5, and why movie 5 is so far like easily the best one that we've watched. It's because of shit like that where it's just like it was so rooted in like in some abstract thinking, and to see abstract thinking actually like motivate people is one of like the most fascinating things. Like there's a great line by Marx that says like philosophy or I want to get it verbatim because it's important enough to me. So let me actually get it verbatim for y'all instead of butchering it. Oh my goodness, you forgot how to type. The point. Philosophers have only interpreted the world. The point, however, is to change it, right? That's one of my favorite like lines about philosophy all in general, because so much of like philosophical thought in my opinion, like what a lot of people tend to think is that like it's, I don't know, like I keep hearing whenever I like talk to people about philosophy that it's just like, oh, there is no point, and that's like the entire point of it, right? That it's like it's just kind of doing its own thing. It's just this like wisdom for the sake of wisdom for wisdom, you know, kind of looping forever. And I'm just like always thinking like, bruh, what do you mean there's no point? What the like I gotta do something with this shit, you know? I can't just sit here thinking and not actually do something with the thought. I don't know, maybe I'm just not enlightened enough, right? Like, where I can't just exist in my existence and, like, be within my being, and to be in the being and the space in between being and in, like, that's where one becomes being. Like, I'm not there, okay? That's not me. I gotta, like, leverage. I gotta, like, take it, I gotta, like, instrumentalize. You know what I mean? And somebody hears the word instrumentalize and they're already trying to, like, choke me out. It's like, what else am I supposed to do? And so, yeah, that kind of thing. And the thing is, I bring that up, I'm not even trying to go on a freaking, like, schizo rant. The point is that this show was like going into that, right? Where Homeboy was motivated by meaning, right? By trying to ascribe meaning through memory, and like cataloging, right? And that's his point of he wanted to go to the freaking the core, the middle, the freaking super thing at the, what was it called? The thing that he was trying to get to, the core, the Bing Pog. I forget the name. The thing that Fate Zero is also trying to do, you know? That thing. The freaking core of magic. True magic, the source of all true magic, the root. That's what it's called, the root right here. I forgot the root's name. But yeah, like, and I love that motivation so much. So trying to bring in like a little bit of like absurdism type shit into it. I just like when I read the Sisyphus, like the interpretation of Sisyphus here, where like, I mean, I love this quote. I gotta read Camus. This actually inspires me to read that. Right here, right, let me just read a little bit of this too. Camus sees Sisyphus' endless effort and intense consciousness of futility as a triumph. His scorn of the gods, his hatred of death, and his passion for life won him that unspeakable penalty in which the whole being is exerted towards accomplishing nothing. After the rock comes tumbling down, confirming the ultimate futility of this project, Sisyphus trudges after it once again. This line is so good. This, quote, is the hour of consciousness. Good freaking shit. That is a really good line. That is one of my favorite. That's like one of my favorite things I've read recently. At each of these moments when he leaves the heights and gradually sinks towards the lair of the gods, he is superior to his fate. He is stronger than his rock. Damn. I love it, bro. I love it when people that write philosophy are good at writing. You know what I mean? When they actually like write bars instead of just like, because sometimes they'll just write the driest like shit. You know what I mean? And it's like, come on, hit me with some, like, crazy, like, poetic type nonsense. He is stronger than his rock? Oh my goodness. I'm rock hard. Okay. Basically, his answer was, fuck the world, it might not have meaning, but I'm giving life my meaning. It's all about revolt. Yeah, and for me, it's, I've kind of thought this kind of line of thinking before. The word I like is defiance. I like the word defiance a lot, right? But yeah, trying to, like, apply that to Garden of Sinners. Stop rolling your R's, come on. Leads to, like, Arya Soren was obviously, like, trying to give meaning to what he saw as meaningless. Toko wanted to protect it, so it's like, we're kind of, I think, there. I'm always led back to homeboy frickin' Enjo. I'm always led back to Enjo, right? Who, when his back is against the wall, he says, I was here, right? That, to me, is kind of similar to this kind of Sisyphean effort a bit too, right? Where it's like, he straight up is at the point that he is an artificial being, right? He was constructed in a way that is extraordinarily unnatural to what he would expect his makeup to be, right? I say it in such a weird way because I'm not, whatever, okay, don't get lost, lock in. But like, for him to be completely hoed and then still affirm, right? That's what I love so much. And so like, affirmation in the face of nothing, in the face of meaninglessness, in the face of nihilism, that's the GOAT. That's what it is for me, right? And we kind of see it here with the Sisyphus example. For Soren, I think my issue is that like, he's like, it's just, what kind of ways are you trying to affirm? I mean, I guess, who am I to judge? That's my thing. Who am I to judge? Who am I to say that he's wrong? Right? I just personally like Enjo's route more. I think that's just what it comes down to. It comes down to like my, who did it say? Like Hegel said something like passions are the frickin' something. Anyways, but yeah, so I really like this example. I think it's very, very applicable. The banality of life is a really tough thing. I mean, shit, I feel like that every day, bro. I felt like that today. Do you know what happened today? I woke up a few hours ago after a 3-hour nap I accidentally took. And I woke up feeling gross. My body was just like, ugh, ugh. I'm over in that bed right there, just freaking cooking, right? And that's the type of banality of life that, like, we're stuck in, man. I gotta wake up. And, like, this is gonna sound bad, but it is what it, like, I don't mean this in a negative way, but I gotta wake up, I gotta record, I gotta edit, I gotta write my papers, I gotta do my schoolwork, I gotta eat, I gotta piss, I gotta shower, I gotta sleep, and I gotta do it all again tomorrow, and tomorrow, and tomorrow. But it's freaking, it's the, eternal recurrence in Nietzsche. It's literally the eternal recurrence in Nietzsche is, or the devil's thing. What aphorism is that? The devil's bargain Nietzsche? I wonder if I can find it. This is cool enough that I wanna, or it's, frick, I might have to cut. Am I really about to summarize a bunch of Nietzsche for just no reason? Maybe a little bit. But yeah, okay, so the idea is, which I find to be very, very, like, to be an answer to this question, to be an answer to the banality of life. The Nietzsche passage, Nietzsche's greatest weight, or what's it? The gay science. It's in the gay science, but it's also in Zarathustra, which is where I was more so read into it. But it's the idea, it's 341 of gay science, right? Which was something he wrote, you know? And it's this idea that a demon shows, so go read it, 341, I'm going to now summarize it. It's the idea that this, like, demon shows up, and it says to you, quote, "This life as you now live it and have lived it, you will have to live once more and innumerable times more, and there will be nothing new in it, but every pain and every joy and every thought and sigh and everything unutterably small or great in your life will have to return to you," basically blah, 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 right? So it's like this idea that, like, a devil shows up and says, your life as you lived it, you're going to live again and again and again forever, and it will always be the same thing, always the same joys, always the same pains, right? And so the proposition is like, or the continuation is, would you not throw yourself down and gnash your teeth and curse the demon who spoke thus? Kind of this idea that, like, this information having been gained, would it not destroy you? That, like, I have to do this shit again, you know? And, like, every pain I have to do again, and every choice I make, I'm not making once, but I'm making an infinite amount of times. It's a great weight, you know? It's this crazy, like, burden to have on a person. But to the... for Nietzsche, it's like giving you a spot, it's giving you something to conquer. Like, that's the goal, is that you should be able to look at that, you should be able to hear that information and go, hell yeah, I get to do this shit again? Bet. That's basically what I take out of it, right? That you're given this idea that everything will always loop forever, which is basically taking the banality of life and stretching it to infinity. And if you're able to look at that and say, bet, then that's big win. That's what Nietzsche wants, right? Or at least I think that's what Nietzsche wants. Who even knows, really? But that's what I want. That's that shit I want, right? And it's very like Sisyphus to me, you know, where it's like, oh shit, I'm pushing this rock and I'm gonna drop it and I'm gonna do that again and again and again and again and again forever. Bet, you know? So I love that. I basically love that, as opposed to trying to, like, yeah, I don't know, giving up or whatever. But that I at least respect Arya's grind set for trying to give meaning into what seems to be meaningless world, right? I gotta always respect that to some degree. I'm just more of a, instead of killing a bunch of people and putting people into, like, an infinite repeating hellscape in an apartment complex, I'm more of a just, like, enjoy my own life type shit. But you know what? Speak your truth. I did read through this. This is basically explaining, wait, Sasuke? Isn't his name Godot Word? I'm freaking lost. Anyways, Kurogiri. But this is just Godot Word, right? You're talking about Godot Word, because he knows the special language where he can be like the God Word, right? I'm just gonna assume yes. Anyways, it's basically extra special word. Yeah, that Godot Word guy is the greatest hypnotist in all creation. Yeah, so I'm thinking of the right guy. Basically it's super good. It's like a Tower of Babel type beat. It's the original language, the unified language, so it's extra super powerful. And you can also talk to, like, animals and rocks, and you could, like, what did you say? Like, here it is. If you wanted to, he could ask your clothes to explode. That's pretty crazy. I would prefer if he didn't ask my clothes to do that, right? But yeah, so no wonder that they would want, the freaking Mages Association would want to put him in a jar so that they could like. They'd probably want his trachea, bro. They would want his. They wouldn't even just want his brain, eyeballs, and nerves. They would want his freaking voice box. I bet. I wonder if some of the magic up in that hoe, right? Like you gotta mix the freaking the voice box that's trained on the unified language mixed with the brain centers that actually understand it. That's freaking goated. But yeah, it's crazy. There's like so much here with the guy that I feel like wasn't really touched on in the movie, right? He also has memory problems, which is really like thing where the person that has memory problems is like what helps Shiki regain her memory, if I remember. Yeah, so I really like that. But yeah, because Glasses guy is this guy, right? Pretty sure. But yeah, shout out the cannibal. Little bit of nihilism type beat. I freaking love this shit. I love this shit. This is my stuff, man. This is my thing, man. I love it. Let's jump into the movie, I think. Well, we can look at 6. I don't think there's really much I have to say about 6. In the retrospect, right? Azaka as a girl, you know, I don't know. I don't got much to say on her. She's not really like my girl, you know? She just kind of, like, you know, she kind of passionate, but she also kind of like a little bit of incest type beat, and I was a little bit like, okay, that's a little, you know, what's going on here? You seem to have quite a, like many of the female characters that's been introduced, you have like a extreme connection towards Mikia, that kind of is like a, you know, and so yeah, that's a little bit of a just it's just like kind of join the pile a little bit. It's a join the pile situation where it's like Shiki is already doing that, though Shiki's kind of growing a bit outside of that. Shiki's already doing that. Freaking the Twister was doing that. Freaking You Can Float Too, flying, fall off the buildings girl was doing that. Azaka, just join the pile. All right, just join the pile. Holy crap. My SSD almost just got unplugged. But yeah, so, shout out the dog. I can't believe the dog didn't have any, like, narrative consequence. It was just a cute dog that existed to be a cute dog. That's perhaps the most extraordinary thing that happened here. That it was just a cute dog, right? And then, yeah. So, memory. Now that, I guess the kind of last thing I'll say as we jump into this movie here is the idea of, like, memory. One of the comments that I just kind of skipped over was talking about like memory is who you are. I quite like that. Just wanted to throw that out. But for Shiki to regain all her memories, I'm aware that the 7th movie is Murder Speculation Part B, and we've already done Murder Speculation Part 1 or Part A, which was a movie 2. So I'm assuming that our regained memories is what the movie's gonna be for movie 7, right? That would just kind of make sense to me. But who actually knows? Because we're doing movie 6.5 remix, Gate of 7th Heaven. I have no idea what this will be, but let's just kind of take it sleazy and watch this hoe. You know what I mean? Listen, it's got that nice. I got that nice freaking the rain outside. All right, we can calm down. I've been kind of talking a lot. Okay, let's just calm down. Take a sip of some liquid. Get yourself a snack. Get yourself a drink. Okay, it's movie time. It's a banal and difficult world out there, you know. So we can just chill out and watch a movie for a minute. You know what I mean? Take a break from the endless repeating of the world, the endless responsibilities and needs that need to be fulfilled, and you know, consequences of actions, and just infinite over and over. And I don't know, just watch a movie for a minute. But who's to say the movie isn't also just one of those things? What makes the movie different? That I've chosen it as my release hatch, as the freaking the release on my tea kettle, you know, to let all that steam vent. I don't know. Maybe the tea kettle is just part of one bigger teapot, right? And it's all one big steam bath, and we're hoed. Shit. All right, let's just watch this movie. Enough me like schizo yapping. On to the next 6.5. Let's get going in a 3, a 2, a 1 thing. Shout out Aniplex. Actually, no, don't shout out Aniplex. I take it back. I'm pretty sure you copyrighted me like 7 times. I'm sick of you. Ufotable, you're good. I'll let it slide for Ufotable. Oh, thank you. A little bit of nice chill music. Get me in the right headspace here. Oh, maybe this is her, like, memories playing out a bit, right? I'm just thinking about that memory stuff from Godot. I mean, say what you want about this series, but it's not afraid to, like, take itself artistic, you know? Artistic. Which I appreciate. I do love this artistic bend. Like, what, you know what I mean? Like, look at this intro. I like that like, thumping sound in the back. I liked that. Oh, dead people. This is Soren, right? Where it's interesting. His idea of collection is him giving up on the ability to save people. So it's like a plan B. Wow, that is gruesome. Is this the cannibal guy? I know, this is Shiki. I'm gonna get so confused in this one. Murder Speculation Part A, September 1995. Thank you for giving me a timestamp show. That kid's just wearing a tank top. Mikia is such a guy. I don't even know what's up with this guy half the time. I'm singing in the rain. Pretty sure that's what he's humming there, right? We do a little murder. Dang, that yin and yang symbology really came back like a few movies later, you know? That's kind of crazy. Like, came back in full force. Open the lid of her is a good line. I like that visual. I'm a jar. I'm in a jar jar. I'm a jar jar. A jar jar. Holy shit. That go crazy. I love how much she was stressing seeing him outside. She was like, damn, he's still there. Homeboy's actually dedicated. She couldn't believe it, bro. Looks like he's about to summon some, like, shadow dogs. Wait, maybe Mikia's based. Hmm. Hmm. I have no foundation, but I think I'll continue to believe in you. That's good. I like that mentality actually a lot. I don't have like a logical foundation, but like I'm doing it out of like the passion of love. I respect that actually. I mean, it worked out for him. I think it's a. I mean, it was kind of dumb. You know what I mean? In execution, it was like, homeboy, what are you like? No self-preservation. But the idea of pure like emotion being your drive in the face of no foundation, that's kind of cooking. I kind of really like that. Okay, so is this just like a recap movie? Kind of the vibes I'm getting. Oh yeah, we're just jumping between the different movies. Okay. Be really taking this one sleazy then, for sure, for sure. Right, so this was the accident that put her into the like light coma. Or her eyes seem normal there. Because we know her eyes are getting unlocked right now, right? That's probably her getting the ability right there. Well, yeah, because now she's all glowy. Bro, she might have just touched the root. Like on accident, she like, you know what I mean? Dang, that's a crazy visual. It's also crazy. The line "This is death." It's like her experience is like she could be seeing as dying, but she also understands what death is now, with the whole like eyes of death perception or whatever. So it's got like a little kind of like a double meaning. Dang, Mikia in that dark fit. She's scary now. I can't look at her the same. She's way scarier now that I know she's like this like puppet soul jumping crazy. You know what I mean? I'm a Magus. Ooh. I don't remember it saying I will enter and it being like an alternate version of her, kinda. Right, and then the zombie straight up. Dude, I'm just like I'm like how do I put it? This is just crazy. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know. I'm just like getting hit with a wave of how crazy this is. Something about when he was saying like you have to like assemble your new self your like new hollow self. And I was saying like hollow shrine. I'm like thinking all this stuff. And it's like this show is really doing some just like it loves that abstract stuff. I feel like that is like I don't see that very often, I guess. Though maybe I do see it kind of often. How often do I see this? Love the haircut. Go move. Yeah. Imagine being the random spirit that just jumps into a corpse so that you can sneak into the room that's like warded, you know? You're stuck in here with me! Ha! I forgot about that line. Like, dude, imagine writing down she stabs herself, but there is no blood. Because you know what I mean? Like that is such a sick. I don't know. It's just like, I don't know, man. Like it's so cool conceptually. I guess. Ooh, what's going on here? I do not recall this part. Because you're alone for the first time. Doesn't she troll him? Yeah, doesn't she troll him here? I don't remember. The only one waiting for me. Oh no, she doesn't troll him. My fault. Man, hospitals are have such interesting atmosphere. Every rose got its thorns type visual. The channel metaphor, it's in the show. It's getting dropped right now. Wait, this is sick. Okay. I've been talking about this because people told me about this in the Discord. Shout out the Discord. We do it out of ease. Ease of access. You would never glimpse common sense. I guess I'm still very much like, what is like the true ramification of being outside of Channel 8, you know? Ooh, that was sick. And I guess we've kind of seen that piecemeal here and there, but... Wait, did they talk about this in that movie? Oh, maybe they talked about it in this one. I just forgot they had brought it up there. That's okay. Gotta twist it into shape. That was her whole deal. Unfit as far as existing goes. I mean, but like if everybody was on channel 4, would that be the new common sense channel? Like, or is channel 8 specifically the common sense one? Do you kind of get what I mean? Is it just kind of based off of like you're not fitting into the majority, or is there in and of itself it is a special like peaceful one? You know what you know? Like is the common sense one common because it's the what everybody's on, or like what most people are on, or is it common because of what it is? Right? This one was pretty good. I liked movie 3 quite a bit actually. I probably have it ranked 5 as my favorite, then 3. Wait, which one was 4? Hollow Shrine. Yeah, I'd probably do 5 and then 3. Because I quite liked Appendix Girl, right? Mrs. Twist. Yeah, her interactions with Shiki were pretty sick as well. How Shiki kept like leaving and then coming back and being like, ah, no, I don't want to kill you. Ah, wait, just kidding. Ah, no, I don't want to kill you. She ended up doing emergency surgery. Crazy. Yeah, and like her feeling alive. Well, how much of that is like her being... Well, okay, wait. Her feeling pain again. Yeah, so I think that's just based off of her actually feeling pain, right? Which was what had like... I forgot about these goons. Well, not really, but like, I wish I had. Dang, crazy. It says I had never felt pain while she's like experiencing that, right? Because like pain, like, she can't... Wait, she just gave him Soren's name. I forget the context of that scene. But like her being insensitive to physical pain, but also like like a deeper like emotional apathy, right? That kind of like stemmed. Ooh, a little butterfly action. What even became of her? She's still alive. I don't know where she went. You know? Oh, and then she had remember she gained that like that new vessel of perception that let her twist things on like a way bigger scale, because she could like see on a way bigger scale. Something like that. Damn, you get her, Shiki. Shiki has grown on me. Shiki has grown on me. She's probably my... Ooh, would she be my second favorite? Or third favorite? I think Enjo's my favorite. I think I'm just gonna have to... I'm proud to say that, right? Though I quite liked Toko as well. I quite liked Soren, too. Soren was a really good antagonist. He was actually a great antagonist. This music is kind of cooking, too. I'm not gonna lie. Ugh. Like, that shit is so good. This movie was actually hype. I actually love that movie. I kind of want to rewatch that one at some point. Appendix time. Get me in there. Yeah, are we going to get to, like, see... Or... She just kind of got rushed to the emergency room. You know what I mean? What happened next? The wound in her heart. True. Oh, I forgot to watch the cinema intro. Again. Oh, shit. My fault. Right. Just a little bit. Oh, 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 oh. Hello? Ah, okay, we're just jumping over to overlooking view. This one was kind of insane. This one was a crazy way to start the freaking series, man. I was just confused, bro. I'm still pretty confused on this one. I think in a lot of ways, right? I feel like a couple of like like 3, the one that just got recapped, I kind of followed, I think, abstractly. Not fully, but, like, you know, I felt like I was at least in the room. This one I was like, I don't know what the hell you're talking about, Toko. She was just saying a bunch of nonsense, bro. Soren. What's good, Soren? Thanks for the extra vessel. Guess he was probably doing the same thing with her as he was trying to do with the cannibal, right? But yeah, like, this whole stuff with like Shiki and like the doll hand and her just like doing magic cutting stuff and yeah. And the whole I don't even know what I would say about like the meaning of the flight, right? Rainy devil head ass. Dang, and like this movie, I feel like I mean this is a play on her gaining her memories, or like I feel like it's a play on memory, right? Because that's the last thing that happened in movie 6. So for it to be like this kind of like it feels like we're going through it with her, you know? And it's kind of confusing and overlapping and you know all this. Everyone wants Mikia to take them with them. Oh yeah, and remember how it started with the ending, kind of? Title drop, good title drop. He who kills Shiki? This movie was goated. Yeah, give me some clips of this one, bro. Fujo and Fujino, freaking similar names. Yeah. The Twister. It's Ento! Oh, I'm back. I'm locked in now. Nil is the very source of your chaos impulse. What a like I don't like face your darkness and call up your name. Ooh, the music's in. This one I felt like it was animated different too, bro. Oh my goodness, this one was so good. I actually love this movie. This is actually like a low-key one of the best anime movies I've seen. This movie is actually really good, I think. Like, because Enjo got such a level of humanity that I feel like it makes him easy to empathize with that I feel like a lot of the other characters lack. And they lack it purposefully. Like, I think Shiki is fine to not have that. Oh, and the repeating of the same events over and over, right? Wow. This dude, look at this intercutting with this key and like the stacking of the Hagen Dons. It's just like we're doing the same shit over and over and nothing changes, bro. It really can feel like that, huh? Skirt skirt. His love for his family is what pulled through, bro. And it's like, dude, the repetition of like life drives everyone mad, right? It's kind of what makes it the day of death, right? Duality within one. That part was so scary where it cut to the guy with the screwdriver, the pick. That was the scariest. That actually scared me so bad for, like, you know. Dang, throw an entire freezer at her? My lunch is in that, bro. Oh, right, and she, like, was struggling to read it. Yeah. This was so good. That part, I love that shot. That shot of him taking off his hat is so well, like, oh, and the eyes and the breasts. The shot of him taking off his hat is so good. Like that, I think it's just like framed so perfectly. Phrase of objects, I like that. I like that. Oh, and the Mikia connection with them too. Yeah. In the Supreme Ultimate? What? Yeah, her dying was crazy. I was not ready for that. The key is the proof that we are a family. I thought Mikia was dead there when he started slamming his head. That freaked me out, bro. Oh, that shot of her with the hand go hard. That go hard as hell. And I love that, like... Ugh! I existed here, bro. Damn right. Damn right, Enjo. My feelings were real. Like, it doesn't matter if you gave them to me. That doesn't make them non-real, bro. It's like all about that experiential part, you know? It's so good. Ow. Ugh, I hate the idea of getting my, like... I don't know. Dude, swords are scary. Imagining a sword cutting your arm off is like such a horrible thought, you know? Damn. Oh, this ending. Where they both walk away from each other. What's good with you, my boy? I love this character so much. Alright, this last conversation with Soren was pretty good as well. His hubris, bro. The realization with his name. Oh, I love that part too. Oh, I didn't remember that. That his field saved her from the fall, perhaps. I think this one's a different translation than the movies I watched, right? Or maybe the wording has changed a little bit. You can't save the whole mankind. You're right. There is no answer. So end the world, record them all. Examine, examine, examine. Dude, like, I'm no one. He's sought to give everyone to all of he sought to give all of humanity meaning, but has no meaning himself because he's emptied himself. He's no one. He's given up his identity. You know, that's crazy. Counterforce, get counterforced. Yeah, and then the little bit of the egoism of the world. Arya Shiki. Wait, Shiki? I remember Arya. I remember the Arya part. Yeah, that's some good shit. Mm. Man, I hope death is like the thing that gives the answer. You know what I mean? Because like here, it's like death is like to the end of the spiral, and I think the end of the spiral is like the root type thing. So at least there's like some semblance of, I don't know, like from the spiral to the spiral maybe. Oh boy, he's yapping. Uh, they're never lost, they're just debris that fade away with time. I feel like we're not even getting close to him, bro, but we keep zooming in. It's freaking me out. It's like Mario. The fact that it's not eternal means that it is eternal? Huh? Who decides what is eternal? Yeah, Godot word. Oh my goodness. Who decides what is eternal? Does someone even decide, or is it just eternal? You know what I mean? Who's to say there's a subject that decides? Right. Let's go with you. Let's go with you. He was a really cool part of this movie, actually. I liked him a lot. Kind of wish we got even more of him. Like the girl and the fairies, right? That was less interesting to me than just straight up this guy. Like, bring me more of the dog, bring me more of Godot word. Baby Azaka. I think this is chronological too, this movie that we've been watching. I think so. My fairy tale. You tell him. Object only acquires meaning when it has an observer. Can't be eternal if an observer thinks it's changeable? Oh, because its meaning can change because we're the ones that give it meaning, so it is changeable. Okay, I hear you. That makes sense. But, like, who are we to assign things meaning? Like that's my thing, bro. Like, where have we gotten our value to, or our ability to give value? Like, who's to say that our observation, and I say our as if we're unified, because we're not. But, like, who's to say our observation is, like, has such power? I guess we're the ones that define meaning, right? So surely we're the only ones that can dole it out. But at that point, we're just like playing in our own playpen, right? The little illusions I conjure to entertain myself, right? Or he could just tell you your... he could tell your skin, run away! And you're over, bro. Oh, and then in the comment it said the AirPod trick like actually isn't gonna work. Or like was that anime only? It's pretty funny. I liked her glove, though. Her glove is cool. That is so sick. He literally just only uses power word, bro. Power word blind. Power word pain. Power word... You know what I mean? Her goofy run on the bleachers, man. I think I just saw her entire cheek out, bro. Is that just me? Oh, alright. Dang, I like that. I like what Godot Word was just saying a minute ago. I'm still kind of stuck on that. You know what I mean? Or like, because if there is one person that made something eternal. Oh, I guess that's kind of what he means by like making something eternal. Because people, with their changing prescriptions of meaning, make things changing. So who makes something eternal? Okay. You just gotta attach those two ideas together. Then you're really cooking. Shit, I don't know. I mean, do things exist outside of perception? Because if so... Like, yeah, I guess what is it to perceive? I think it just comes down to a question of perception. The question of perception. You know? Then starve more. Then starve more. You're paying. You know what I mean? Like... And don't touch me. Sorry. How are they going to end this? Because now we've recapped all the movies. What else is there to do? Just kidding. I forgot there was more to this one. Had to hit us with the flashback first. Yeah, she does remember the moment. I remember that was an entire thing. She was trying to remember the moment that she began to felt that way towards Mikia. It's that moment right there. Yeah. Human memory? Oh, shoot. That's the answer? Your life is added on after your memories? Whoa. Oh, wow. Yeah, because if eternity can be changed by human perception, then the only thing that's eternal is human perception, which I think is kind of built into memory, right? Where are we? Am I in a clock? What is going on here, man? But yeah, I could kind of see that the only thing that could be eternal is the thing that can make it the eternal not eternal anymore, right? The only thing that is unchanging is the thing that can change other things. You know what I mean? I kind of like that. That's kind of cooking, dude. What is going on? I'm in this like CGA like mousetrap. CGI mousetrap, sorry. Is this what memory is? Am I in memory? This looks like my dreams, kinda. It's a spiral. Is it the root? Is this the root? So much more like mechanical than I would have thought, right? But I guess there's like this level of like purity in the center of it or something. It's like bright, you know? Woo! Oh, it's Shiki. It's like braided, man. It's like braided. Okay, okay, okay. So now it's like her memory, and now we've gotten a new significance for memory, which kind of recontextualizes the whole movie. You know what I mean? Because all this was memory. And so the answer was memory. To like, that kind of sick. That actually kind of a move. Right? So now all of this is like, you know. Bro, this song is pretty good. Shout out the Haagen-Dazs, Rue. Knock it back, yeah. Wait, crazy line. You've got something to do about your mouth. You're a girl after all. What do you want the girl to do with her? Oh, like, watch her language. My fault. Dang, that intercut from Godot to Soren. Kind of cook. Man, remember when Miki was whispering to the doll and she could hear it? And like gave her that like inspiration buff? And Joe, my goat. That person waving has been such a repeating element. Ooh, what she said at the bedside, the hospital. A tear or a tear? Tear, I think. Dang, the little like dagger trails? Oh, a little cheeky smile, bro. A little cheeky smile. Okay, is this new? Is this new content? There was, I think, a little bit of new stuff intermixed in there, like that focus on memory. I don't know, it might have been just a really good remix. It's kind of hard to tell, right? It's playing with my memory, bro. That's kind of It's kind of ironic, right? It's a beautiful snowy day. Beautiful snowy night. Samikyo. Man, I want to walk in some snow at night. Oh, this looks so nice. So atmospheric. I think we've seen this already, right? I don't remember exactly when, but I feel like this was really early. Whoa. Yeah, that was. I think there was that even their first meeting in the. Dang. Is that the end? I think it's the end. Oh, we still got 8 minutes. Still got 8 minutes. You know, I'm gonna say. Oh wait, I'm not gonna say. Something's happening. All right, just kidding. Got baited. I think what I can appreciate about this, because this was this was kind of a recap movie, right? But I appreciate that they managed to throw in an element that made the recap into something in and of itself, with the focus on memory, because that then makes the recap into a statement as opposed to just being a recap. Because yeah, I mean, you'll see recap movies for all sorts of things, right? Like I don't think that's uncommon, but to make the action of recap into a statement that then ties back into the story, that's a good move. You gotta appreciate that move. I do need to go back and see what Godot word was especially saying there. Ooh, what is this music? It's kind of weird. It just made me more hyped for movie 5 too. I was hyped. That made me more hyped for movie 5, bro. And Enjo, my goat. Oh, is that all the credits? No, there's more. I was about to say. 10 people worked on this, you know? Yeah. Let me look through my notes. Because I have a minute. Man, I wonder what we're going to do with Shiki in the last movie, bro. I do wonder. What memory is, like, going to be brought from her that was part of that oblivion, you know? Brought out from her, rather. From Godot. It's a tough spot, right? I think because I think you know what I think it'll be? I think it'll be whatever, or because two things, right? Godot, I think, said at the end that, like, memories cast out by your personality, right? So that'd be like memories you forgot that, like, you like either willed or subconsciously, like, had desire to forget. And I think the biggest blank in our timeline of events is right before she got in the hospital, right before Shiki got in the hospital. So whatever event it was that activated her or got her death eyes into like the phase of activation. I think it while she was in the coma they activated. So I am scared to say whatever activated her eyes, right? But whatever got her eyes in the process of activation, right? Whatever got that ball rolling, whatever event that was, I think will be part of that memory. And because it's also the memory that killed Capital Shiki, you know, because it was during the coma that he like was lost, you know? And so I could see that being like the trauma or whatever from those events combined, because whatever the event could have been was probably traumatic, on top of losing Capital Shiki, right? That's obvious. I would say also a pretty traumatic experience. So that could be reasoning as to why it was forgotten by the personality. But then Godot, of course, brings that back, says, bring it on back, right? But what new information would be important there? I mean, something relating to her origin, like, because her as a member of her family, of her bloodline, where, like, her only purpose is to, or I imagine her only purpose was to be raised to harbor this gift, or so it's called, right? So that, I mean, maybe it could be some talk on her origin as, like, a vessel, where it's like all you are is a container for the Death Eyes. I could see that being a move. Something about her, like, family being a... Because, like, she has such a connection to Mikio, right? So I'm kind of, like, curious, like... We haven't really seen, like, almost anything of her family. We saw, like, those random, like, goons in the... I think in the hospital, like, that Mikio talked with, if I remember right. That's, like, all we've seen. So I could see something to do with them and how that was, like... You know, something that she's, like, repressed. Or them being maybe even, like, the people that caused the event to happen. I could see that being the case. Also, they were playing all the EDs during this, right? It was just the EDs for the different music is what was, or for the different movies is what was playing during each recap, I think. Yeah. Man, movie 1... Movie 1 is one of those movies you gotta read a synopsis for. That's what I was kind of thinking about a little bit during this one. I was thinking about, like, how crazy it is to, like, consume this as a product, you know? Where it's like, how much of the consumption phase is, like, or, like, how much of the interpretation phase is happening during consumption versus happening in reading other people's consumptions? I was kind of thinking that. I was thinking, like, dude, imagine being some random person and you're just like, oh, I'm gonna watch Garden of Sinners, and you just watch it. Like, imagine two variants, right? You have one person that just watches it on their own, and they watch it all, and they experience it all, and then they think about it, and that's it. Versus the other person that watches it, and then after each movie, they watch analyses, and they read interpretations, and they read context, and they do, like, all this other stuff, right? Like, how different would those two experiences be? And I kind of feel like that most of the people that, like, have an interpretation would just be... taking it from other sources, right? They'd be convinced by, right, like an analysis, an interpretation, a reading, as opposed to conjuring it themselves, which leads me to believe, or leads me to wonder, rather, like, I don't know, should you, to what degree should people interpret it being any sort of complicated piece of media like this on their own? That's what I was kind of thinking about. Because I was just thinking about, like, wow, this shit crazy. Oh, it's a preview. I don't think I'm supposed to watch previews. Oh, man. It's the cannibal. Oh, my goodness. Next movie's going to get the cannibal, man. I'm excited. Wait. But if it's the cannibal, then it can't be that much of a flashback. Because the cannibals... Wait, no. But the cannibal could be pretty flashbacked. Because the cannibal was a Ara Soren type beat. Okay, so the cannibal was maybe part of what put her in the coma. Which was just one of the people that Arya Soren sent. I like that the cannibal was a dude, because most of the characters have been female. So I kind of like getting a little bit of, crazy. Yeah, give me a crazy, unhinged, psionic, psychic male as opposed to female type business, right? Give me some variety. So that's kind of sick. I'm excited to see what he does. Dang, I thought there was gonna be more after the credits, and then it was just next episode preview. I got hoed. I actually got hoed. Okay, the thing I wanted to look at, oh shit. Wait, man. Wait, I just fat-fingered a bunch of stuff. Brightness back down. Hue. I messed with the hue. I messed with the saturation. Okay, I fixed it. All right, bring it back. Me accidentally, like, changing all the settings on a pop player. No, I wanted to look at the word memory. Memory. I just want some, like, Godot words. Yeah, right here. Since you have the ability to forget so easily, I'm sure you want to understand, the only thing that can be called eternal in this world is the human memory. Yeah, some of this stuff. This is what I wanted. The really spooky, like, zoom in the church. That's what I wanted to replay. Okay. Because, yeah, dude, the slow... It was like... Because we weren't getting any close to him, so it was like the church pews were eternity, right? That's kind of how this was. Because they were just endlessly... We were endlessly moving through them, right? Okay, wait. Run it back. I want to hear... You have the ability to record your memories like a film. So why is it that you're also able to forget them? Film gets damaged. It degrades, bro. You couldn't help forgetting, no. It's just a matter of not recalling. Sure that you remember. Lacking the ability to record. So, he says that he can't record memory, which kind of fits in with that comment mentioned about, like, he has memory problems himself. So he can't record, but he has the ability to remember, and to help other people remember, or recall, right? But he can't record. It's interesting he says it can never be lost. So it's kind of like saying, like, it's in your brain somewhere, you've just lost the ability to grab it, right? But it's still there, it can't be, like, lost. Okay. To forget his obsolescence, right? Which means it would be untouched, it would gather dust, right? Oh wait, memories are never lost. To let all that is eternal rust away. Oh yeah, okay. I guess that he says that memory is eternal right here, huh? So much settling dust. This is like where you're starting to lose me, bro. The fact that it's not eternal means that it is eternal. Like, okay, proof? You know what I mean? Like you can't just say statements and expect me to believe them. You gotta give me a little something to work with, dog. Like, that one I'm kind of not with you on. Because I don't even know what you mean by that, bro. The fact that it's not eternal means that it is eternal? Like, I literally have gotten a headache just trying to think about that just now. You know? The fact that it's not eternal means that it is eternal. Because I kind of like the idea that I was saying earlier that, like, it is, I don't know, something with memory. Frick, let's just play the music. Play the film. Eternity must be returned. And he's talking to Shiki here about, like, I will bring back that which you forgot, that which was obliterated. I don't know if he would say that it was obliterated, but he says something about obliteration in a second. This is a good question. Who decides what is eternal? I like that. And the spooky, like warbling, like music going on in the back, like this, just like hum. Oh, okay, that's your goal. Who decides what is eternal is your search. I kind of want to write that down for him. I feel like that's important enough to write down for him. Who decides what is eternal? What is your goal? I don't know. All right. Okay, and then he starts yapping. Was there... Man, it's just like... he throws out such a crazy question, and it goes back to just... Okay. This is mostly stuff that we already understand. Oh, and then we go to Oblivion recording. An object only acquires meaning when it has an observer. Here it is. An object only requires meaning when it has an observer. Therefore, even if the object itself is unchanging, if the observer gets the impression that it is variable, then it cannot be considered eternal. So, it acquires meaning when it's observed. Even if the object itself doesn't change, if the observer considers it as changeable, then it cannot be considered eternal. That's like the logical argument. So, like, if an observer considers something variable, it cannot be considered eternal. Reason being that that observer can cause its value to change because value is decided by the observer. So the observer decides value. So the observer looking at something that was considered eternal can make it not eternal because they can change its value by perceiving it differently. So that the capability of perception and valuation, the capacity for valuation is what destroys eternity, or makes something not able to be considered eternal. The fairies can only take memories that you remember. Dang, that's kind of crazy, actually, right? So they're safe if you forgot them because they're safe within your being because they can't be grabbed. You know, that's kind of crazy. To be eternal means not having a shape. Well, to be eternal then means you can't be able to be seen. Because if you're able to be observed, then you can't be eternal because then somebody could change your value, right? Because an object only acquires meaning as an observer. If the observer gets the impression that's a variable, it cannot be considered eternal. So to be considered eternal, its value couldn't be able to be changed, which either means it has a set value that goes beyond perception, like some sort of objective value, right? Which then the question is, who is deciding that? God? I don't know. The root? Is the root a being? I don't know. But I mean, yeah, that'd be the thing, right? Like, unless it has a set value, in which case, who has set its value? Then if it's not a set value, then it has to be something unable to be valued, which to be unable to be valued, you either need to like somehow not be able to be valued in a way I don't understand, or be unable to be observed. Because if you can't be observed, then you couldn't be valued. Because you wouldn't know what you're valuing, in which case you know what I mean? And so like, well then the question is, what would be something that can't be observed and how would we describe it? We're hoed, right? We're hoed there because you can't, how would you describe something that cannot be observed? Because all of our description relies on observation, right? That's how language works, bro, right? Like, the thing, I've said this before, but like, nothing is no thing. The way we describe emptiness is by saying there's no somethingness. And so, to even approach nothingness, we're already reliant on thinginess, which has made us fundamentally, like, unable to understand nothing, right? Because nothing, our word for nothing is no thing. To understand nothing, you need thing, but thing it doesn't work with nothing, right? Thing is the opposite of nothing. So like we have to understand it through its opposite, which is like a roundabout way of doing it, right? It puts us, there's a wall there that makes observation difficult. So I mean that would be like an example, right? Like I think the void, right? Nothingness, whatever you want to call it, nil, whatever you want to call it, would be like perhaps something that can be considered eternal because you couldn't really value it, I think, because you couldn't really observe it, because all you can only observe something if it's there. I think I could hold that, right? You can't observe the lack of something because then you would just, well, but because you'd be observing like the space it should be. Oh my god, wait, can you observe the lack of nothing? I hate thinking so much. This shit hard. Well, because you'd be observing the lack of something, but you couldn't be able to observe the lack, period. Because it would always be the lack of something. You need to, yeah. That's where I was going with that. So yeah, I would say other than emptiness though, I'm not sure what would be able to be something unobservable, right? And then if it's not unobservable, then it would have to be something that is valued like, itself, or like valued in a way that the observer's valuation doesn't, apprehend that. Something infinite that cannot be totalized, right? In which case, I mean, the root, you know what I mean? Like, I would just throw it at just some abstract, like, deep cutting concept would be my play there, right? The root, because that's abstract and something that seems to be such a force beyond kind of like perception, but that's just because it seems to be. I don't know. I don't really have a basis for that thought, right? To be eternal means not having a shape. Oh, that's what you means by eternity is that which isn't eternal. Oh, because if something's always changing, then it would escape the ability to be valued, maybe that's like an idea there. Dang, wait, this is a crazy line. To be eternal means not having a shape. Yeah, because wow. Oh, because if you have a shape, then you could perceive it, and then that would give you the valuation thing, which would hoe you. So you need to not have a shape. Though, is it okay? So it's not having a shape, not having a changing shape. Having a changing shape would be different from not having a shape. Okay. I think I got it now. That's cool. I like that. This is like the Godot word. Getting another pass at the Godot word stuff is probably what I liked most about being able to, about this little recap. And especially like ending it with like the idea of memory, you know? Your misconception is that memories are created when your life is over, but really it's that your life is added on only after all your memories are created. So it's not that memories are the thing on top of life, it's that life is the thing on top of memory. At that point, it kind of becomes chicken and the egg to me, where it's like who's to, like, I don't know. You know what I mean? But I do hear you, so I'll let it slide just this once, you know? I'll let it slide, Godot word. You seem to be a guy tapped into something deeper and more profound than I can understand, right? The whole freaking language of, the universal language of whatever it was called. But yeah, memories described by personality with Shiki, I think, is important. And I think we'll be seeing that next episode. I'm kind of excited to see a little bit more Shiki action. Shiki's grown on me, man. Shiki has grown on me a bit. I don't know if she's like fully my girl. I don't know if that's the thing. I don't know. Enjo is my boy, right? Because that's the thing. I have tears in my brain of how much I care about a character. You become my blank when I really care about you. Enjo's my boy. He was locked in. Shiki, I think she could be my girl, but I don't know if she's. You know what I mean? We're working on it. It's a work in progress. I think next movie could put us over the edge for that one. The world outside me has been frozen in time from the time I was 10. Like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about, man? Yeah. Otherwise, though, this seemed to be a nice recap. Like I said, I think my favorite thing about it, and probably going to be the last thing I'll say, is that it itself is a thing of memory, which is very fitting for this feels like a build off the last movie in a sense, right? Where it was about memory so much, and so now we are actually experiencing memory, right? These scenes that we're watching are things we've already seen before, pun not intended, and so we're left to think, like, what is it to be remembering these scenes? Like, I'm thinking back to these moments. I'm even thinking back to, like, the gaps in my memory, right? Because your boy do be a little bit forgetful at times. I'm not going to pretend, you know? Oh, and Shiki at, like, the core of this spiral. This made me think of her attachment to the root, right? That's what it made me think of, just to throw that thought out. But, yeah, it just, I don't know. It's making me think, like, a little bit of, like, have we seen this scene before, or is this a new scene that they're kind of mixing in with the old scenes? That's what I was kind of thinking, right? And so it's like, you could almost even think, like, if some of these scenes are new, then it's like, these are memories that we had forgotten that are being brought back up to the surface, right? And so when we had originally watched the movie, we had forgotten it. And so now when we're going in a recall process, we're getting new pieces of information here and there. So it's like, yeah, I do like how it has this kind of, there's like that, a little bit of like a meta aspect once again, which I think did work pretty well. Kind of reminded me a little bit of movie 5 in that regard, where like the actual framing of the movie is kind of part of the message of the movie, right? Man, I freaking loved the visuals in movie 5 so much. I'm just gonna keep freaking writing that movie, writing the high of the movie. Let me fix my phrasing there. There was just so many good visuals, like all this painting nonsense. Holy, you know what I mean? This shot goes so hard, because it's covering like this angel thing, and then he takes his hat off, and then it gets revealed. This made him feel like some sort of an angel or something, right? Holy crap! And it says original. Who is the original? And like a shattered visage in this reflective surface. Holy crap! You could read into all this so well, I bet. There's so much stuff here. She's like eating her eye. She's got chopsticks and she's eating an eyeball. This looks like Shiki. It's like eating depth. It's eating death perception, bro. That's crazy, man. Especially with the different translation, I think, with this movie. Because this one, I think, is a different version of translation than the ones I watched. It also kind of played into memory of like, dude, memory is kind of ambiguous and changing and shifting, right? In the same way, like even the language is kind of shifting and moving, right? Yeah, so it kind of cooks on like a weird abstract layer for me, so I can appreciate that for what it is. But I think that's all I got for this one. Just a fun little recap. That kind of sets us up. That kind of sets us up for the last one, bro. Murder Speculation 7. I'm kind of excited for that now, right? I feel like we've been like prepared now, right? As opposed to just walking into it being like, what the heck happened in the first 5, right? No, now we're more locked in, so I can appreciate that. But we'll have to leave that for next time. The penultimate of Garden of Sinners. On to the next. Should be exciting. Of course. If you like the video, subscribe. If you're new, blah, blah, blah. Comment below if you have anything to say. Or join the Discord and talk to me or other Garden of Sinners fans there. But until then, until movie 7, the last one, which I think isn't that like another 2-hour one? That kind of got me excited. Wait, let me actually check. I can look real quick. Let me just interrupt Yeah, it's 2 hours. It's even longer than movie 5. So that means, dude, it might be like kind of on that same level a little bit, bro. Because the other ones have all been 1 hour, so a little 2-hour special. I'm kind of here for it, but we'll just have to see it when we see it. Should be exciting. Of course. I'll see you then. Peace.